Hey everyone, we had some great news for Micron stock investors as the company's management team highlighted a few product categories that are going very well for Micron technology, even though the stock price hasn't reflected these positive developments just yet. I'll share with you what these developments could mean for Micron stock investors. I'll also share with you again my proprietary discounted cash flow model for Micron and where I see the fair value of this business right now. So let's take a look first at the good news.
I want to thank the Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. Visit fool.com/Parkev for the 10 best stocks to buy now.
So Micron's management team said that their LTE solution for the data center has been a stellar success. And if you haven't been following the AI market, this is the category with the most significant growth in spending. Capital expenditures from large cloud service providers like Amazon, Microsoft, and Alphabet will exceed $200 billion in 2025. And that will be a significant percentage increase from the same investment last year. And so that's just three companies with huge growth in this category. And this growth is broad-based. More companies are spending money in this category. Micron's position here is excellent for investors. So they go on to say that they are remain the only company in the world to be shipping this DRAM in volume and will be the first ones to have volume production of SOCAM, which we have been working on for some time in deep partnership with NVIDIA. And that's another key is Micron is a partner with NVIDIA for serving this market. And that's critical because NVIDIA is partly the reason why there's this kind of growth in this category. NVIDIA's latest developments, its latest technology for accelerated computing is the reason why these large service providers and many other companies are spending so much money on these data centers because the technology improvement makes it a no-brainer for these companies to spend on this category. And so Micron's partnership with NVIDIA is great because they get to benefit from that tailwind of growth in that business. They went on to say that their 2026 revenue in HBM, high bandwidth memory, should be significantly higher than the 2025 revenue. And the 2025 revenue, of course, we will have every quarter being higher than the previous quarter. So that's great news as well, right? The revenue growth in this category is going to be better each and every quarter in 2025. And then in 2026, it's going to be even higher than it was in 2025. So Micron telling investors that they have at least 2 years of strong growth in this category, in the high bandwidth memory category. They went on to say, if you think about the trajectory of NAND, which is their storage solution, the density of storage that they can provide through the roadmap over the next few years, the power consumption benefits, the server consolidation benefits, and you look at the total cost of ownership in this very power-constrained environment, there will be substantial desire by more and more customers to minimize the amount of hard drives they use. And when we get closer to that tipping point, that will become another tailwind for the storage industry. So the storage industry going from the HDD to the SSD solution, which Micron has a better position in, that's a category that's going to be a tailwind for Micron, maybe not this year, but the company saying maybe next year, maybe the year after that, because the benefits that they provide in this category, the data centers optimized for AI, they're very power constrained. Power constrainment is one of the reasons why there isn't even faster growth in this industry. The industry I mentioned is the three large cloud service providers will spend $200 billion this year, and that's a big improvement from the prior year. They would have spent even more if there weren't these constraints, and one of the constraints is power. These are very power-hungry facilities, more so than previous generation data centers that were based on CPUs. And so if you have an area where you can reduce power consumption by switching from HDDs to SSDs for storage, then that's also going to become one of these no-brainers industry-wide, and that's going to be a tailwind for Micron, as the management team highlights here. So I mentioned that the stock price has not reacted to this positive news. In smartphone devices, it also operates in personal computers. And so overall, it's going to be hit from these tariff impacts as a result of higher component costs and as a result of slower economic activity as a result of the tariff. So those concerns have outweighed the company specific developments, which have been really good. Looking only at the company, you see only good results here from the latest quarter and the latest few quarters for Micron. But looking out, zooming out, and looking at macroeconomics and looking at industry economics, you can see the headwinds brewing, and that's created more pressure for Micron. So the market price has fallen to $88 a share, and my intrinsic value calculation for Micron stock has it worth $139 a share. So there's a bigger disconnect now between my intrinsic value calculation and the current market price for Micron. Additionally, I've decreased the riskiness according to my evaluation of Micron, given these early developments in what they're seeing in the industry. One of the reasons I had placed a greater risk profile for Micron is the large capital investments. They had also been expending a lot of money to uh, adapt and increase the manufacturing capacity, upgrade the technology to fit with the current generation of demand from their customers. And there was a risk that those investments could have been the wrong type of investments, and that would have resulted in write-downs and losses for Micron. But the early news is that the market demand for the products that they're building is even better than they thought. So that decreases the risk slightly. And that's offset, of course, by the increasing macroeconomic risks that impact the industry as a whole, not just Micron specifically. So overall, while this was great news for Micron stock investors, I wouldn't expect the stock price to react positively until there's more clarity on macroeconomic responses to the increasing volatility surrounding the tariffs discussion and geopolitics, etc. It might be tough treading ahead for Micron stock, but it's good news for investors of Micron to see the company executing excellently. I'm excited to announce a brand new private Discord to our channel members at the VIP Discord tier. It's a great place to directly connect with me, ask questions, and engage with a community of like-minded investors. Spots are limited, so join us today.